Welcome
Good.
to Audio Addiction. We have VYA, however you want to pronunciate it, with us tonight, and they could say their names and what they do in the band.
Sure. You can go first.
Sure. I'm Andrew. I sing. That's it.
Yeah. Chris, I play guitar.
I'm Steve. I play guitar.
Awesome, guys. So my first question is, how'd you start out the band? How'd you get your members?
I think a lot of it is a mixture of all of us were in different, I guess, interpretations of this band. Andrew came from a scene from the Dawn with our bassist Jared, and I met him through the good old MySpace days. Then I had a drummer, and I invited Andrew to come play with me and sing for my band, set up with our current drummer. And then Steve came back from college, and I started playing with him as well. And then it just kind of correlated. Everybody was disbanded.
It correlated?
It correlated. It's disbanded.
This guy teaches English.
Yeah. It's nerves, all right? I tell you. The nerves are a brewing. No. Well, we had the incident with the technology.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
Fix it in post.
Yeah.
Recordings. Fix it in post.
I'll just chop it up.
Yeah, chop it up. It'll be good. And if you could get like a scene where my face goes blah 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 blah. No, but you know, it was just different incarnations of the band, and we just kind of came together. In a way, for me, it feels like a super group in a sense, like because as funny as it sounds,
every band ever has been a super.
That's right.
No one's ever heard of it before,
exactly. So. It's not like we have a big local scene.
So like, okay, so like you met. How did you guys like? Just how was like the first like practice, like the interaction, like obviously you guys knew each other prior to this, so like how was like the first like meeting where you guys like all sat in a room and were like, let's jam together, and then you know how obviously it's going pretty well, so how did that all come together pretty much?
What do you think, Andrew?
Well, luckily we had the benefit of like knowing a bunch of songs from like previous bands that we had, you know, like did together. So it was kind of, other than our bass player, we could have all, you know, just kind of jump in and have a common ground there. So that wasn't too bad. And I don't know. Yeah, I think it went pretty smoothly. There was.
I think me and Chris were jamming over here, and then he brought you guys over, and we all just started playing, jamming on old songs, writing new ones, you know.
Doing that thing that bands do.
Awesome, guys. My next question is, what are some favorite venues you'd like to go catch a show at?
Well, here in St. Louis, I mean,
there's a lot of small venues.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, it seems like once like acts get to like a certain point, they start skipping St. Louis, and they'll either play Kansas City or Chicago. But I think one of the cooler ones that opened recently is Del Mar Hall.
Yeah,
that's a really nice venue.
In the pageant.
In the pageant, yeah. So.
Me personally, I like a lot of the smaller venues as well, like ones that we played, and you can see a lot of good local bands as well as there's some national touring acts that come through as well at certain smaller venues, but it just depends on, I guess, the band and how sincere they are with wanting to play St. Louis, like Andrew was saying.
And how I would say like how often do they come through? Because I live near Philly, so like you know I feel like every major band hits like Philadelphia or like New York or something like that. So like how. Like, what was the kind of like the last bigger band that like came through St. Louis? And like, I'm just curious for my own like information, because like I know for me that would be rough, because it's just like this is like what drives me. So it's like kind of like, oh great, now I gotta drive like however many hours to get to like a major city, you know.
We still get a lot of like the new metal, new alternative bands, which I don't think any of us are really big fans of. So I mean, like Steve just saw Buckethead, which is
I just saw Buckethead at 2720 last Saturday. That was really awesome.
So I mean, but yeah, as far as like a lot of the bands that I'm interested in, like Circus Survive, who I'm a big fan of, like they're skipping St. Louis this tour, but they played, they played earlier this year, I think, or I guess late last year. So it's kind of a crapshoot. You never know if they're going to come or not with us.
Side note with that, Hail the Sun's touring with them recently, and they came through with Chan as well as the Fall of Troy, and all of us went to that show, and that was probably a phenomenal show at Del Mar Hall.
Yeah.
So that was probably the last great show I've seen out here.
Sean
Sean, they're just amazing musicians.
Are they coming through with the next? I know that they're doing another tour of Polyphia, so I don't know if they're coming to the area.
Yeah.
They're not coming here.
They're not coming here.
Oh man.
Yeah, I want to go see them.
That would have been a great one to see.
It's going to be a good show.
But it's the hit or miss, like Andrew was saying earlier too about St. Louis. It seems like I don't understand why. I don't know if we bring enough notoriety to escape or what. I don't
like us. Like
no, not VYA. I meant like I guess fan base wise. If there's not the music scene's as eclectic out here.
Do you wind up going to like Chicago or like Kansas City for shows typically, or is that a rough spot?
G3 tour. Joe Satriani. I went to Kansas City a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I had to go over to Kansas City to see him. So
Andrew ventures out.
I tend to frequent Chicago a lot since I have friends who live there that I can stay with. So, but yeah. So I don't know, but it still is. It's unfortunate. I ended tickets to see At the Drive-In in Chicago, and then went up there, and they had canceled the show because they were playing minutes later, and it's just like, well, okay, thanks, guys.
Dude, that's rough. Like, and then I think of myself because like anytime like I come through a show and I'll be like thinking about you guys whenever I go to a show now, I would be like, can't complain about driving like 45 minutes to get to Philadelphia, and there's always a show like frequently, so like I was upset yesterday because I missed out on Norma Jean did like a headliner, and I was like, well shit, like I gotta close at work, so I'm like, oh man, can't go to that. And then tonight's Movements, they're doing like a headliner, and I'm like, oh great, I'm gonna miss them too. So like it's just like sometimes it's like when I have bands on, I always have like try to mentally put myself where you guys are at in terms of like if especially Midwest, I feel like is real tough because like you either get like a good amount of bands and they all come through, or you get like very few bands and they like kind of like sporadically come. So that's tough.
But we have a lot of corn, so it kind of balances out.
Jonathan Davis makes up for it.
Corn,
right?
Corn bands,
corn.
Like
fields of corn.
Fieldies in that base. We got both. We got corn and corn.
You got corn and corn. There you go. Yes. Beautiful, guys. Next question, a really important one. What are some of your musical influences?
You just want to go down the line? You go first?
Sure. One of my favorite band is probably At the Drive-In, but I also like a big Circus Survive fan who probably influences my vocals a lot. Grew up listening to a lot of Nirvana. That was probably the first band that I really got into, but I don't know. I wouldn't say that they've worn off on me, but definitely not something that I pop in a lot still, you know what I mean?
For me, it would be the Mars Volta, another incarnation of Cedric and Omar there. Big fan of theirs. Circus Survive as well, The Fall of Troy. I really like a lot of Bjork as well. I got into her a couple of years ago, and just those albums, every one of them. Volta, ironically enough, Mars Volta. Yeah.
Me, probably Buckethead, Joe Satriani, Mars Volta a lot. I mean, I really like Mars Volta's like production, their whole album, how it just kind of flows. It feels like a movie. That's what I really like, I don't know.
How about you?
For me, oh man, that's tough. I don't even know. Like, I also play guitar, so it's like for me, like the bands that got me started out were like Under Oath, like Devil Wears Prada, like that sort of stuff. So
have
like,
you seen Union tour yet?
Yeah, I'm like super pumped on that. I will probably wind up going to it. It's like isn't it like Dance Gavin Dance, Veil of Maya, and like Limbs, and I'm like super pumped on that tour.
Would it be considered a reunion tour, or are they just continuing again? I guess they banded for a while.
Okay, so the thing was, so I went to go see them at their last show, like when Aaron wasn't in it, and then they came back, and then they did a tour with They're Only Chasing Safety and Define the Great Line, where they literally played them front to back to back, like on one tour. It was literally just them and I think Caspian, which was like an instrumental band, and they were great too. But they literally played that. They played They're Only Chasing Safety, and then they took like a pause and then played Define the Great Line all the way through. So that was insane. And then they played with Bring Me the Horizon last year. And then this year they're doing their like they have a new album coming out, and then they're doing the tour that kind of like, talks about their new record. So
yeah, 2 new singles were pretty decent. I liked them quite a bit, and now they're jumping off with the more expletive language.
everybody's like
yeah,
everybody like flipped out on the internet about that. I don't care as much for that because like it's whatever. It's fine. Like they could.
It's growing up. Sometimes things aren't as pretty as they sound.
Exactly. But I'm stoked on it. I think it's gonna be really good, and I'm excited to see them again because they're just insane. So, but my next question, guys, speaking about musical influences, who have you been jamming recently?
Oh, that's a good question.
So I just got into Au Revoir Simone, which is from the Twin Peaks revival. They had a live performance on there, and
cool.
Yeah, it's not my normal like kind of like synth pop kind of thing, but it's really interesting. So that's kind of what I've been listening to a lot.
Me personally, I would say Harvard as well as Foreign Air.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, his new project, I like that quite a bit as well. Besides that, I think I flipped on Cursive the other day as well. I started listening to the good old Tim Cash again.
There you go.
So The Ugly Organ is still pretty much top 10 for me.
For me, I'd say Buckethead. I mean, seriously, like within the last like 6 years, he's released like over 270 albums. So there's a lot to listen to. So I pretty much just go to YouTube and pick Buckethead and just pick a number, 1 to 270, and there's always just something new,
270 records. That's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
I did not know that.
Yeah.
He's pretty much doing like 1 a week.
Yeah.
And they're really good quality too. So it's like it's crazy. I can't.
Somehow they all sound like Buckethead.
Yeah. He had his own distinct sound.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next question. A fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what song would it be?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
We'd all probably have different answers for that.
Yeah. You stumped me. You stumped me. Yeah.
Queens of the Stone Age, Go With The Flow. Yeah, we played that one. That was good. That was fun.
That was fun.
Queens of the Stone Age is good. I like that.
Yeah, we'll go with, I could go with that. I would, we did a cover of At the Drive-In, didn't turn out so well, but in time, I would say another At the Drive-In song. Try to fit it in there, or even make it part of the bridge or something of the other.
Yeah. We used to play Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah, Fahrenheit.
Yeah. Maybe Beethoven, Moonlight Sonata.
Yeah.
That's
in between songs.
That's my go-to. Just break that one out.
You might have been the first person to ever. You might have been the first person to ever say that legitimately and been like dead serious, like let's do it. We got a string quartet, like whatever.
No, I play a lot of stuff on acoustic guitar. Since I live in an apartment, it's hard for me to play like loudly. And I've been messing around with No Scrubs by TLC. I think that would, if I could ever get it like perfectly down, I think that one would be really fun to do.
That's going in the mix for sure.
I really like the I went from Beethoven to like TLC, like that. It's over.
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah.
Pioneering that musical, carrying that musical torch.
No Scrubs.
No. Or you could just mash both of those songs up, and that would be your cover.
Oh.
Yeah.
now I have something to work towards.
Classic TLC and Beethoven, baby. There we go. Anyway, next question, guys. Another favorite of mine. Favorite food to eat?
Pizza.
Every day.
Like 60% of my diet consists of cold cereal, so I'll go with that, and coffee as well. But
I was gonna say, what constitutes cold cereal? Is it cold milk?
Well, yeah, because there's oatmeal that's like hot, so yeah, it's gotta be. Like
I wasn't trying to question you. I was just like, what does he mean by cold cereal? I'm like,
you have to specify.
Hot.
Yeah, exactly.
Oatmeal.
Put it in the microwave.
There's those weird people who
just put it in the freezer. Just throw the milk in the freezer. Get a bowl. Put the cereal in it. drop the milk in there and just freeze it, you know?
And it's in the freezer right now. Delicious.
Mm.
Girl Scout cookie time.
There we go.
Put some of those on the cereal.
All right, guys. Next question: if you could pick somebody to collaborate with, either by like producer standpoint or guest vocalist, who would it be?
Interesting.
I actually got a local answer for that one, and we may. I mean, eventually, who knows? Down the line in the future, here, there's a guitarist from So Many Dynamos. They were a local St. Louis-based band. They're still around, but this is their ex-guitarist. He has a Bluebird or Bird recording studio. I forgot the name offhand, but he does a great job hearing his production quality as well as his ear for sounds. His name's Ryan Wasaba. Great dude, and like I said, a great ear. But go ahead. That's all I got.
For Jared, he would really like to collaborate with the Skagbirds. So, and he's actually moonlighting with them now. He's our bass player. So I'll answer for him.
I don't really know. Maybe Dan. He's sitting over here. You can't see him, but he jams with us with the drum machine sometimes. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't answer Buckethead.
Well, we're keeping it.
I was hoping to keep with the trend. The trend of.
Now, can we go local and then big time?
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. We can go from a local band to just Buckethead. That's just the supreme answer to everything. So, oh my God, awesome guy.
What has Rick Rubin done lately? What is he?
Why are we talking about?
I don't know, because if we're going local scale to a major scale, I'm saying Rick Rubin.
It's minor to major scale.
Well, Rick Rubin, everything he touches goes to gold, even his poop. So I would imagine.
That's definitely a quotable thing. Just that's what's gonna be the title of this interview. Rick Rubin, anything he touch, even his poop goes to gold. There we go. So
Yes.
there you go. Beautiful.
It only makes sense for this.
Synonymous way to just title this beautiful interview. But next question, guys. If there was another musical instrument that you could just like shred at, what would it be?
Oh, yeah. Piano for me as well.
I would learn piano.
Any of them, since I'm not very competent at any, but no, probably. I think that the best guitar players tend to like start as drummers. So if I were to like to start again, I would probably start with drums, because I think you can't be a timid drummer. You know what I mean? Like you have to just like start off by hitting them. Yeah. So yeah, I think it takes away your fear of playing an instrument and just going at that. So that's probably what I would start with.
That's a good one.
Unless you're like a jazz player, they play like like.
Well, even then, like you're more technical. I would imagine like jazz drummers. Woo,
I don't know.
True.
All time signatures and everything. Holy crap.
That's true. Also, I feel like I can speak for like most guitar players is that like I have no hand-leg coordination whatsoever. So like whenever my friends, whenever my friends will like invite me over to their house, they'll be like, "Yo, you want to like hop on the kit?" And I'll be like, "Sure." And I'll be like, "Duh, duh. Oh shit! I messed up with my feet."
Over here as well.
I have the puppet legs. Whenever the hand goes up, the leg goes up. Doesn't work.
That is so true though. It's just like, oh shit! I'm off. I'm just gonna play the guitar and I'm gonna do that. You know?
As long as you know 4 on the floor and then like the snare 2 and 4, you'll be all right.
just the basic beat. Yeah. All right, guys. Next question. Personal favorite of mine. I don't know how big of a video game fan you guys are, but if you could be a video game character, who would you be?
Solid Snake.
Wow.
Like that. Beautiful. I love it.
As cheesy as it sounds, I would go Mario because, hey, get the princess, and especially I'm just finishing up Mario right now for the Switch, and it's just been pretty fun playing with the kiddos and everything.
I would probably go Black Mage, Final Fantasy 1.
Oh, that's a good one.
Very iconic.
Oh, Final Fantasy, go Cloud. Go Cloud on that.
Cloud Strife. There you go. Awesome, guys.
Well, FF8. Final Fantasy 8 was alright. It had its moments, alright? A gun sword. You can't beat that.
That's a video for another time. That's like if this is like.
No, it's a gun blade, not a gun sword.
Oh my god. Sorry.
Wow, I'm just gonna get. I feel like I can already feel the heat in the comments. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for somebody to be like, keyboard warrior, just ready, just been like, you know what? He's gonna be like, you talk shit about Final Fantasy VIII. I'm gonna tell you all the reasons why I think it's great. Here we go. And then it's just gonna be, I'm gonna get it. You guys aren't gonna get it. I'm just gonna get like this long ass paragraph about like why it's the greatest game on the face of the earth. But side note, guys. Next question. If shit, I forgot the next question because I'm just so flustered.
The video game question is what did it?
I know it really is. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show?
Oh, straight up the Mars Volta.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I would agree with the Mars Volta, but I will say so I'm not a religious person, but like the closest thing that I think I've ever had in my adult life to a religious experience was seeing Neutral Milk Hotel play.
Oh.
That was absolutely sublime, and I mean, to not think that you're ever going to get a chance to see them, and then they were like, all right, we're going to do this one tour, and I did it, and I got tickets somehow. That was it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. So that's what I'll go with.
That's a good one.
I can feel on that same level. I went to go see, which is weird because like Circus Survive's near my area. They're from like PA, and I had never seen them, and I just saw them last year with Thrice, and I was like literally floored. Like I have never seen a band like go that crazy live, excluding maybe Let Live. Let Live was intense, but like it was rest in peace. Yeah. But he is just Anthony Green's like on another level. It's kind of insane.
Sorry to interrupt you there.
That's all good.
We got the drummer and myself. He's not here at the moment. We had this little dive club, the original Creepy Crawl. They re-released it, and then that one closed down too.
They re-released it.
They re-released. It's the nerds. It's the nerds, man. I'm telling you, I'm on here. I'm still flustered about the video game.
Yeah, so am I.
No, so at the original Creepy Crawl, I'll never forget. We got in, and it was packed shoulder to shoulder, and it's very, very small venue, and they were headlining. And we got to see them, and it's just when Anthony Green reaches out and you just hold his hand, that grasp. It is one of those holy moments. It's spiritual in a sense. It's like a bond. And then we got to talk to him after the show.
Oh, that's sick.
A great experience. So.
Awesome, guys. Next question. Speaking about those moments, if you could compile a dream tour, who'd be on it?
Oh, that's a good question. That is a good one. Do you want me to go first? Or
yeah, sure. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
I feel I got this one, even though I keep saying the same ones. Like a full tour, let's say we'll say 5 bands, right?
Okay, yeah.
We go Cursive, Circus Survive. The Mars Volta. Well, it's going to be a great show. At the drive-in, I would make them pull double duty. And then, as Bright Eyes. The soft acoustic aesthetic, I would throw Counter O'Burst into there.
I didn't see that.
I've got to say, Animals as Leaders, Scale the Summit, Tesseract, Chan.
Oh, Chan would
Polyphia.
Ooh, that's nice.
Steve's really into a lot of instrumental music, as you can tell. I would probably say at the drive-in, Circa Survive. I'd like to see them play together, especially since I've seen Circa cover some at the drive-in songs. Luckily, that was nice, cool. Yeah. Can we go like people that are no longer alive?
Absolutely.
I would really
why
like
not? Yeah, why not? It's.
I mean, if it's a,
I didn't know that part.
I don't know. I think that'd be really cool.
Now I'm going to go to his show.
There you go. We're gonna swap. We're gonna swap. You're gonna just swap shows.
Yeah.
You're all gonna go. That's great.
I didn't know we could go deceased, so now here.
I didn't know we could go dead people. That was the real takeaway from that question. All right, guys. Next question: favorite TV show, favorite movie.
I know yours.
Twin Peaks.
There it is.
And probably. It's a toss-up between There Will Be Blood and The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. That's God, man. At the end of that movie, when they all put their hands on his shoulder in the submarine, that's wow. That's great. I don't know.
Do you want to go?
I'd say South Park and The Matrix. I'll go easy with
Matrix. Okay, Matrix. Yeah.
For me, I would go Simpsons. I'm a classic Simpsons buff. I love The Simpsons always wholeheartedly, ever since the beginning. And then for movie, I would go Pan's Labyrinth because we were just talking about it today, and we were talking about Grace, and it's just one of those aesthetic films that has everything: a story, visuals. It's a great movie.
It's a good talkie.
Yeah, it's one of those talkies that we always talk about.
All right, guys. Next question: if there was one album that you could listen for a month straight, what album would it be?
Deloused.
Deloused.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Mars Volta. Deloused.
Do you go Deloused or do you go Francis the Mute?
Deloused.
Because Francis is so epic, though, and it's just that's a toss-up for me. It would definitely be a Volta album, though, for sure.
Okay.
I'll say In Utero, Nirvana, because I think I've probably listened to that for like several months straight when I was in high school. So I'll go with that one.
Awesome, guys. And lastly, the most important thing: tell them about your band, where they can find you at, and anything coming up in the next couple months.
Sure. The Facebook is VYA the Band, and then the Twitter is the same handle, VYA the Band, and as well as on YouTube. And we have one video on there and select subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe.
We got an album coming up.
Yeah,
We got
and
an album
there's
soon,
the album in the summer here,
which we're recording here at my house.
which is great. I mean, we can take as much time as we want. And then right now we have a show at 420 at El Leonador. It's on Cherokee Street here in St. Louis. And then we are opening for Ol, who's on Equal Vision, pretty soon here at Fubar. That's May 14th, I do believe. So get to open for those guys again. So we're pretty excited about that. They're a great bunch of dudes as well.
They're also from New Jersey, and I've seen them many times, and they're killer. I love seeing Old.
And here's our separate. Here we are in the
I know.
Midwest.
There you go. Look at that. I feel like now you just gotta come out here and you gotta play a show. So there we go.
We'll host us. We'll be there.
Awesome. Well, definitely go check out VYA, however you pronunciate it. I'm just not even gonna try because I'm super shit at that. But go check out their band. Links are in the description, and at the end, go subscribe to their YouTube channel as well. If you enjoyed this interview, please like it, please share it, and please subscribe. It goes a long way. And thank you to VYA, the band, for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. VYA. That's it.
If you want to do the, what is it, the old Village People want to see it, we can do a VYA.
We're not going to do that.
We're not going to do it. Never mind. It's not happening.
Cut.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.